Welcome to the all-new Made Life Easy magazine, your pro source for daily sports updates.
For over 19,000 days, the New York Knicks carried the heaviest weight in basketball. 53 years without a championship, defined by decades of heartbreak and the lingering trauma of their 1999 finals loss to San Antonio. In 2026, the universe handed them a rematch, but standing in their way was the ultimate final boss, Victor Wembanyama, coming off a season as the youngest player to ever be named the unanimous Defensive Player of the Year. At 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan, Wembanyama commands an area of the court that standard NBA defenders simply cannot reach. The Knicks weren't just fighting a basketball team. They were facing a genetic anomaly that threatened to extend their generational curse. Their countermeasure was Jalen Brunson, a 6'2" point guard who entered the league as the 33rd overall second-round draft pick. Brunson doesn't play above the rim. He dissects defenses on the floor, generating his offense through relentless footwork. The 2026 finals bracket guaranteed a stylistic collision: pure, overwhelming genetic perfection on one side and street-level execution on the other. To end 5 decades of misery, this undersized operative had to figure out how to systematically dismantle a physical giant. The Knicks' defensive directive was highly specific. They refused to challenge Wembanyama at the rim, trapped him early in the pick and roll, and forced him to operate like a perimeter forward. OG Anunoby acted as the primary physical deterrent. He used his strength to constantly bump Wembanyama, denying him deep post positioning and forcing him away from the basket. That allowed Mitchell Robinson to stay anchored near the basket, securing the paint and cleaning up the glass while Anunoby applied the initial pressure. This court map tracks Wembanyama's offensive touches. Notice data points pushed away from the paint, clustering near the logo. A data overlay reveals the physical cost. His scoring efficiency plummeted when forced to create offense from 25 feet out. The only real way to defeat a physical giant was to attack his structural stamina and force an identity crisis. San Antonio adapted. In Game 3, Wembanyama found his rhythm, dropping 32 points, reclaiming home court momentum. Then came the absolute catastrophe of Game 4. By the third quarter, the Spurs had built a staggering 29-point lead. This bar chart illustrates the largest comebacks in NBA Finals history. The previous record was 24 points. This 29-point gap was an unprecedented outlier that looked impossible to close. This lead was a ticking bomb. If it wasn't defused, the series would be tied, and the 53-year curse would have new life. Jalen Brunson initiated a frantic rescue mission. Driven by a refusal to quit, he dropped 36 points that night, powering a massive fourth-quarter rally. Under that sustained pressure, the Spurs cracked. Mitchell Robinson's bruising play inside wore them down, and veteran De'Aaron Fox committed a critical unforced error in the closing moments. With 1.2 seconds remaining, OG Anunoby secured the game-winning tip-in. The Knicks walked away with a 107-106 victory. Surviving that staggering 29-point hole broke the Spurs mathematically and spiritually, giving New York a 3-1 chokehold on the series. Game 5 was the ultimate realization of the blueprint. Jalen Brunson dropped 45 points, single-handedly carrying the Knicks' offense to the finish line. Wembanyama, meanwhile, hit a physical wall. Exhausted from fighting for position, he shot just 7 for 19 from the field as his perimeter jump shots failed. By draining his stamina, the Knicks provided a specific roadmap for competing with Wembanyama's size. This series highlighted a critical gap in his arsenal, showing how physical fatigue can limit a generational talent when he lacks a go-to countermove in the low post. The 53-year drought was over. Madison Square Garden shook to its foundation, culminating in a ticker-tape parade for the Knicks through the Canyon of Heroes. By willing his team through history's largest comeback and delivering a championship masterpiece, Jalen Brunson cemented his legacy as the greatest Knick of all time. The 2026 finals proved that in a league obsessed with raw genetics, the ultimate weapon remains elite execution and unyielding willpower.